This is to John. There have been reports from Europe about too much reaction to your Christianity remark. Do you think, well, they say it represents a possibility of an immaturity in this society. Do you think so? In American society?
Who says so?
Who said an overseas press?
Well, I mean, it's an opinion. That's all, you know. I don't, you know, they're entitled to their opinion.
I think the thing about that is that there are more people.
China.
Well, you know, but I mean,
Pretty
you
good.
hear more from American bigots than you do from Russian bigots. As Bob Dylan is getting more interested in rock and roll than he ever was. It's just, we're both going towards the same thing.
Paul, please. I believe you have just recently purchased a farm in Scotland. Have you any intention of purchasing any property in the United States?
No, I just bought that farm because it was very cheap, and I always wanted a farm. It's a nice place, but that's as far as it goes.
This question is to John and Paul. Is there any special significance to the use of the term yellow submarine?
No, not really. It's a happy place, that's all. You know, it was just, we were trying to write a children's song. That was the basic idea, and there's nothing more to be read into it than there is in the lyrics of, any children's song. Sparky, you know, it's the same kind of thing. Sparky.
2 years ago, I traveled with you as a group, and this time around you seem to be much more quiet, much more restrained. Do you think you're getting older, or is the press getting too?
Cut and send it back.
Each year.
Another question.
Right here, we have a question.
I got older.
How do you think Prime Minister Wilson's austerity program is going to affect London as the capital of rock and roll, and what's it going to do to you financially if the pound stays out?
We don't know. You know, we don't know what he's done yet because we've been away. And we've seen a bit of it, you know. If it affects us, that's all right.
I must say you're a cute-looking guy.
Gee, thanks, man.
I'd like to ask you sort of a personal question. Do you bring your own barber with you when you travel abroad?
No.
You have your hair cut then wherever you are?
No, well, we usually have it cut at home, you know. Well, I do.
How do you define glamour in a girl?
Glamour?
Don't like glamour.
You can't define glamour either. No, it's just there or it isn't.
Glamour.
There was a rumor carried in the New York press and on radio this past week that you're all wearing wigs because you were trying to join a London club, which is very exclusive. Is it true or false? Are you wearing wigs?
Oh, do you believe that? Do you? No, it's not.
Your hair looks much more uniform than it did 2 years ago.
Thanks, honey. No, that's not true, you know. But thanks all the same.
No comment.
To George, now that you've learned to play the sitar, do you expect to learn any more instruments?
I haven't learned to play the sitar. I mean, Ravi Shankar hasn't learned to play it. He's been playing it 35 years.
A question to John and Paul. Is there any theme to the Rubber Soul and Revolver album? Like a general theme with variations on it?
No, not really, no. No, we just,
It's the only theme is that they're, you know, you do them at the same period, so they have something in common when they get on the same LP. That's all.
A question to George. Do you feel that Indian music will be more influential in the future of rock and roll or popular music?
Well, I don't know. I personally hope it will become more, there'll be more Indian influences in, just generally in any music, because it's worth it. It's very good music. I'd just like to see it more popular, more people appreciating it.
Do all you, this question is addressed to all of you.
Do all of you or any of you ever get tired of all this hocus pocus, the press conferences, the screaming girls, the crowd, and decide that you would like to just sit back on your fat wallets and forget the whole thing?
Well, when we feel like that, we take a fat holiday on our fat wallets. You get fed up of that and you feel like going out and doing this.
This question is addressed to all of you. How would you describe the reception you received on this trip to the States? Has it increased, diminished, or remained the same?
The actual numbers of people recepting, or whatever the word is bigger. So I hear.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, Brian knows, you know.
We're playing to more people on this trip than we have on the last two, so, you know.
You said that you and Dylan are heading towards the same thing. Where do you see your music going? What is it you're seeking?
Up in the air.
It seems to have changed.
Well, it's going. I don't know. The thing is, it's going forward, you know, because it's. I don't know. You know, it's
On
better
the
than it
threshold.
was.
Do any of you have plans to record on your own?
English voice.
We
No.
do at home. We might. Right?
In fact, we have done, I think. Well, Eleanor Rigby was Paul on his own, and
We were just drinking tea.
No, but the thing, what I'm trying to get at is, do you have any plans, like, for anything definite at all?
Not for separate recording careers, if that's what you mean.
I should like to ask John, has he written any good books lately?
Hey, pardon?
Has he written any good books lately? John?
Oh, no. No.
Blues?
Books. Books. Books or blues, I haven't written any lately.
I have two questions. One is for Paul. Could you tell us, according to wire reports, you became a little ill after you got off the plane last night. What happened, air sickness?
Yeah, something. You know, I haven't been too, I don't know, too well on the tour. I just felt a bit ill, that's all. And I was sick.
And one of you, I believe it was George, am I right, said that you couldn't comment on Vietnam in this country, but you could in England. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
I didn't say that. Maybe one of us said that, but I
It
didn't.
was me. Well, you know about that anyway, you know. I mean, we could say a thing about, like John's religious thing in England, and it wouldn't be taken up and misinterpreted quite as much as it tends to get here a bit. You know, I mean, you know it does, but it was.
To say it again and again.
The
Whip it up a bit.
the thing is that I think, you know, you can say things like that in England, and people will listen a bit more than they do in America, because in America somebody will take it up and use it completely against you, and not have many scruples about doing that. And I don't know. You know, I'm probably putting my foot in it saying that, but
You'll be explaining the next
yeah, I know. Oh well, it's just wonderful here.
There appear to be a much smaller number of fans outside the hotel, and the concert tomorrow night at Shea Stadium is far below a sellout. How do you feel about
Very rich.
not being quite as popular as you were?
It doesn't matter, you know. It
Make
really
the same
matters.
money?
Well, I don't know. The thing is, you know, do you expect us just to go on forever, you know, making more and more money, making more and more figures, bigger and bigger? You can't just go
And
on
if
forever.
certain people have decided they don't like the statement, then, you know, we don't
We'd
want,
like to get rid of
we'd
them.
rather who like us and really like us rather than pretend to like us because we're the in thing.
Two more cokes.
Sorry? Probably did. A
You
bit.
know, first house Memphis, 200 didn't turn up, they were meant to, or something like that. Second house was wild, you know, and we thought that would be the place that would sort of show any sort of real doubt about what was going on.
The thing is, it doesn't
It's all right, Paul, I'm finished.
matter though, because the only thing that we've ever based our success on, compared with other people who are doing the same thing, and compared with other people who have recently done the same thing as we've done, this tour has outsold their tours. So, you know, I mean, yeah, we're unsuccessful, you know. I don't believe it.
Before the controversy involving the statement on Christianity, there was the
the statements published in Time magazine suggesting that some of the songs that you were writing had hidden meanings, that Norwegian Wood was a song about the seduction of a lesbian, and that Day Tripper was about a song about prostitution.
Oh, was it?
According to Time magazine.
Well, Time magazine, in order to, sort of check its facts, or they must be soft. I mean, just the fellow who wrote it, not the whole magazine.
Something like that. That just goes to show what's going through the person's mind who's figuring out what it means.
And they probably needed a bit of space filling as well.
Would you say that the sexual revolution has taken place more here or in England?
We haven't noticed.
This is to George and Ringo.
This is to John. There have been reports from Europe about too much reaction to your Christianity remark. Do you think, well, they say it represents a possibility of an immaturity in this society. Do you think so? In American society?
Who says so?
We said an overseas press.
Well, I mean, it's an opinion. That's all, I don't, they're entitled to their opinion.
I think the thing about that is that there are more people.
China.